Hello, everyone. Thank you. I've got a 12 o'clock presentation I have to do with someone, so I'm going to go through this quite quickly.
To talk to us about a mobile account, please enter the mobile number you wish.
Standard Lithium. We are publicly traded in Canada on the TSX Venture, in Europe, in Germany on the Frankfurt, and in the US on NASDAQ International. Forward-looking statement in case I go off script here. We are building a project in Arkansas. It's not a jurisdiction that a lot of people are familiar with, but Arkansas is actually home to the second largest brine reservoir in the world. We're not a mining company, we're a technology and project development company. We're partnered on our project in southern Arkansas with German specialty chemical company Lanxess. What we've done with this project is we've tried to find the fastest way to go into production. So by partnering with Lanxess, we're partnered on a project that's already built, by and large already fully permitted for commercial brine operations. What we're doing is leveraging their hundreds of millions of dollars worth of existing infrastructure. What we've done as a technology company, we've developed bolt-on processing technologies to extract lithium from the existing brine infrastructure that they have in southern Arkansas. And we've also developed our own novel, new lithium carbonate crystallization technology that's designed to move the needle on the battery material qualification standards. We just closed an $11 million bought deal financing, which in this market is quite a feat. Part of what makes us unique from our peers in this space is by partnering with Lanxess, we've got a commitment from Lanxess for 100% non-dilutive project financing plus 100% offtake, and Lanxess will operate all of the plants that, if we're successful, will go into production. And as part of that, a final investment decision to go into commercial production is in the near-term horizon, only 12 months out. If you're not familiar with who Lanxess is, as a brand name, they're not that common in North America. They're more common in Europe. Lanxess was spun out of Bayer Chemicals in 2004. They operate 74 chemical plants around the world, 19,000 employees, and $8 billion in revenue last year. They have 3 operating brine processing plants in southern Arkansas. So the pictures you see on the screen there are actually installations already. That's where our project is. Usually when you see a brine project, it's a desert, dry lake in the Andes or Nevada or in Chile. These are operating brine processing facilities in southern Arkansas that Lanxess has. They process 6 billion gallons of brine annually. They pull bromine out of the brine. The brine is rich in lithium. They put that lithium back into the ground. These operations have been in place for 60 years. They have another 75 years of mine life, 500 employees in place, 150,000 acres of permitted operating brine leases. Southern Arkansas is home to the second largest brine reservoir in the world. They process 9.4 billion gallons of brine in southern Arkansas to produce bromine, second largest bromine production area in the world. Albemarle, world's largest lithium company, is also in southern Arkansas. They identified the southern Arkansas asset as a world-class lithium asset and ran a pilot plant to produce lithium already in Arkansas. It's not a high-grade deposit in Arkansas. It's 150 to 500 milligrams per liter of lithium, but the volumes of brine are so high and the chemistry is so attractive, it makes it commercially attractive. Because the area has been in production for 60 years, of brine infrastructure is immense. Rail, water, power, everything's there. Because it's Arkansas, it's close to the Houston shipping canals. The chemical reagents that are key importance on projects like this are the lowest in the world. Access to low-cost power as well, and as well a trained workforce. If you try and build any lithium project, one of the key difficulties is trying to find trained workers. There's 2,000 people already in the area we're working in the brine industry. And it's one of the most favorable jurisdictions to build a chemical process plant in. In the area where we're working, not only are there 5 brine processing facilities, there's 2 oil refineries, a 1.8 gigawatt combined cycle power plant, and North America's largest hazardous waste facility. So they're very friendly to business development. What the project looks like on the ground is this: 150,000 acres of permitted operating brine leases held by Lanxess near the city of El Dorado, Arkansas. 3 operating plants on that site. We did a technical report, a 43-101 on the project we published in November of 2018, showing just over 3 million tons lithium carbonate equivalent in the ground. We used data from production wells. We didn't have to sink a single well into the project. We sampled from wells that are producing 10,000 gallons of brine per minute. They've been operating for decades. So the data is quite bulletproof. We also have 27,000 acres of undeveloped leases that we hold about 60 miles to the west. We did an inferred resource report on that of just over 800,000 tons lithium carbonate equivalent. We didn't have to drill a single well to get that as well. There was 256 wells already drilled on the site. So the total production fairway, you can see almost 4 million tons lithium carbonate equivalent. And of that, over 3 million are on operating permitted brine leases. The key on this project, though, is you can't use evaporation ponds to extract lithium in southern Arkansas. Meteorologically, it wouldn't work because it rains. Topographically, it wouldn't work because it's hilly. And legally and regulatory-wise, you have to re-inject all of the brine after minerals are recovered in Arkansas. So we've developed a technology to pull the lithium ions from the brine. We like to say we're going, that we're boldly going where others have gone before. We're piggybacking on the shoulders of giants where process work has been done over the last few decades that we've been able to leverage to build a bespoke process for this project. It's not a black box. We've built a process that is based on the brine chemistry, on the brine temperature, the brine regulations in Arkansas, knowing the cost of power and the cost of chemical reagents. And because we're working with an operating plant, we've had unlimited access to brine to do the process work. So we've run bench scale testing in the fall of 2017, provisionally patented a process that we call Lister for lithium extraction in Arkansas. We did mini pilot scale work, which was 100 times larger than the bench scale work, and right now we're constructing a demonstration plant which is 100 times larger than our mini pilot. We've shown that we can effectively recover 95% of the lithium in the brine in Arkansas in a matter of hours. And we've also created a new technology to produce lithium carbonate. Most of the team members that we have on our staff don't come from the mining space or the lithium space. They come from a diverse disciplines, including the pharmaceutical area. So when we looked at new technologies developed and how we would qualify materials into the battery space, we looked at the current crystallization models and we said that probably we can do better than that. We have a Nobel Prize winning chemist on our team, Dr. Barry Sharpless, who won the Nobel Prize for separating stereoisomers. When we talked about producing lithium carbonate, they said that's a lot easier than the work we've done before. So we've created a new process called SIFT, which is a controlled, closed, fractional crystallization process that has optical tools so that we can monitor crystal growth in real time, hundreds of thousands of images of crystals per second. That goes into a computer system that uses artificial intelligence to compare what the crystals look like to what they should look like, and then optimizes the process for that. We did bench scale work, developed a prototype pilot plant, turned it on, produced a 99.1% pure lithium carbonate on the first pass. 2 hours of optimization made a 99.56% pure lithium carbonate without washing. We have we're in design stage right now for that pilot plant, and that should be completed in Q3 of this year. This is our demonstration plant that's under construction right now in Canada that's going to be soon moved to Arkansas. So you can see the scale of it is quite large. What we're going to do is attach that to the end of the bromine extraction that Lanxess has. So we don't have to sink any wells. They process 6 billion gallons of brine annually. If we're able to capture the equivalent lithium that we have in the mini pilot plant, it'll be a 20,000 ton per annum production. That's where our demonstration plant's going, inside the permitted fence of one of Lanxess's facilities, connecting into a pipeline. Everything is there already for us. It was already permitted. Water, gas, power, steam, hydrochloric acid, ammonia, caustic soda, all of the service rack is in place already. The demonstration plant will produce optimal 200 tons per annum, so 1/100th scale. Where we are today, Q2, we're finishing the completion of our demonstration plant. We hired Worley Parsons to do a PEA. The PEA numbers will be out in the next 4 weeks. Q3, we have the demonstration plant going into Arkansas, and it will be immediately commencing feasibility studies. And by this time next year, we'll have a final investment decision, at which point Lanxess will commit, if we're successful, to 100% of the project financing to go into production. I'm going to cut it off there because I've got someone to meet. I've got more slides, and if you'd like to meet me, I'm at D5 all afternoon.